All right, this video here is going to be a little bit different. This isn't one of my regular videos that I be posting. I like to post a lot of racing content, and I try to keep the drama to a minimum. But a video has been made on live, and I have to address a couple of issues on this because a lot of things aren't true. If y'all see me look down, it's because I got my iPad pulled up, and I'm going to be referencing off of this video, off this Facebook Live video. Behind me, I got my Wolfmaro. It's called a Wolfmaro, the big bad wolf. I've had this car for about going on 6 years now. I got to give y'all a little backstory before I get into the video so I can bring y'all up to speed on what's going on. So I purchased this car in 2019. I did a cam swap in 2020. So this setup has been the same since 2020. It's got a stage 2 turbo cam, 660 valve springs, BTR push rods, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember because it's been so long. So it's nothing crazy done to the motor, pretty much just cam swap. I originally had this car tuned by Rios Racing. Now, I wasn't going to put his name in this video, but I kind of have to. I have to make the names clear and who I'm talking about. That way y'all can get a clear understanding of where I'm coming from, who I'm talking about in this video. I've had Rios, he was the original tuner of this car. I had one other tuner before Rios, and then I decided to switch because I heard a lot of good things about Rios. I have zero complaints. He tuned the car one time. He offered to meet me at the track and do minor adjustments, but the car ran so well, I was like, I'm happy with what it ran. After I did the cam swap back in 2020, the first passed out, it went a 720. And it actually exceeded all of our expectations. Now, this was 4 years ago. Mark betted on about 730. I had another guy bet on about 740 ET is what it was going to run. But it actually, like I said, exceeded all of our expectations by going to 720. Now, that was probably like in the middle of the summer of 2020. Now, during the winter, whenever it started cooling off a little bit, this car was actually starting to run 7.0s. It got down to 7.1s, 7.0s. We went to Nahana a lot. We went to Harold's a lot. And this car, it proved itself time after time that it was very consistent. Like I said, I had no complaints. With that in mind, up until earlier last year, I took this car to Nahana and I raced one of my buddies that I know. He had an LT1 Trans Am and we raced. And I gave him the back tire. And he was spraying that car and I was on motor. This car has always been on motor. It's never been on nitrous until now. And when he left, I could never catch up with him. And when I got my time slip, the guy at the ticket booth was like, man, your car is running a lot slower than it has been. And I looked at it, I said, man, this can't be right. It ran a 780 on that pass. So I knew something was wrong. I didn't know at the time that I was having injector failure. We troubleshooted it. I did new coil wires. I did new spark plugs. It still did the same thing. It was running slow. It was felt down on power. I took it to Mark and we discovered that I was having injector failure. I was maxed out on my stock injectors and one of them, I guess it was clogged or I don't know how injectors do that. I ended up switching and I got some FIC injectors and that's what's in the car now. They're 650 cc's and they should hold up to about 650 horsepower. I also went ahead and upgraded my fuel pump. And since I was running the bigger injectors, it was going to require a different tune on the car. When I took Mark my car to do the tune, it exceeded the timeline. A couple weeks had went by and it was taking a little bit longer than I was expecting. So me being who I am, I'm very impatient when it comes to my vehicle, which is fine. I understand things come up, circumstances happen. I mean, it is what it is. It's life. So like I said, it was taking a little bit longer than I was expecting. I picked my car up, finally took my car to Blood at the end of last year. I let him tune it. He kept my car for like 2 or 3 days. He finished wiring up my nitrous. When I went there to test drive the car, he said, hey man, how does the car feel? I said, it feels good, man. It feels all right. But in my mind, I'm like, the car feels like it's slower. So mind y'all, I posted the time slip. The time slip says 7.0 is what it ran. And it ran that consistently. I could only find one time slip because, I mean, this was a bracket car back in the day. So I felt like it was useless to keep my time slips. That's why I don't have that many. But the ones that I do have, I'm going to include them in this video. It didn't feel like its old self, which... there again, I mean, I can't expect it to run like it did. It's like comparing apples to oranges, you know. Different tuners are going to tune a car a certain way. I took the car to Harold's for the first time out about 3 months after he tuned the car. The car ran a 750. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I have the time slip from the Draggy right here. I'm going to post it on the screen. The car ran a 750 on motor, and that's 5 tenths slower than it was for the previous 3 years. So I decided, you know what? it's a little bit slower, but it might pick up a lot on nitrous, because I know with these cars, some people tune it for strictly nitrous. Some people tune their cars for nitrous and motor, you know. So I didn't know how you had to tune. So I was like, maybe to pick up like a lot on the nitrous, at least run like a 640, 650 right off the trailer, you know, as soon as I get it on the track. The car ended up running a 690 or a 680 on the nitrous pool on a 150 shot. And I was like, something's not right. So I ran it 2 other times, and then I loaded up, went home. So the second go around, we ended up taking the car to Fayetteville probably about a month or 2 later. And he met me out there. I was able to run the car once on motor and twice on gas. The car, I think it ran a 639 or something, which, I mean, is impressive. So while editing this video, I did notice that I misspoke on this. That past there, it went a 652, but at a later date, the car did end up running a 639 at Piedmont. But one of my biggest concerns were I could never get the car to idle on its own. Whenever you go to hit the key, the car would just stall right back out. Like as soon as you hit the key, the car would just cut off. And I'm not making this video to bash. I'm telling you about my experience, okay? Before I brought it to you, I was able to hit the key and the car would fire up on its own power. Because what I was having to do was I was having to give the car like 5% throttle just to keep the car running, like during cold starts. And then when it was warm, I will still have to give it at temp at 210. I will have to give it gas to keep the car running when you first start it. Anytime I did anything, like if I got on the 2-step in the parking lot, the car would cut off. I'm gonna insert the video here. Got on 2-step, the car cuts off. After I did my burnout, the car would cut off if I wasn't on the gas. I never had to drive this car at 2 feet before. So when I was asking him to try to clear the tune up, he kept saying, I can't keep the car running because it don't have an IX sensor, whatever that is. It don't have an IX sensor. The IX sensor basically tells the car whether it's in park, neutral, or drive. I'm going to insert the clip.
We had an issue with the surgeon. So the difference between this vehicle and other vehicles that basically have all the sensors, usually when you put a car in reverse or drive, it has a switch on the side of the tranny. So what happens is it changes the idle when you put it in a gear. This car, they basically took the harness and just wrapped it up. And so it don't know, this car doesn't know that it's in park, reverse, or anything. It basically thinks it's in neutral the whole time. So usually when you switch the gear lever to reverse, the idle changes with whichever gear you put it in. This don't have an indicator on it to let it know it's in park, drive, or anything. So that's why it surges the way that it does. It thinks you're in neutral even when you're in drive.
That's proof. Now, I'm going to insert the clip when we swapped the ECU out just last week and the car fired up on its own power on a cold start. Now, this right here, this video I'm showing y'all was as soon as we swapped the ECU, we hit the key and it fired right up. It idled on its own. It idled perfectly. You see where I'm going here? So, since we swapped the ECU, we wanted to go to the racetrack to see what the car would run. So we ended up taking the car to Rico. Now, I have never been to Rico. They had a backside shootout this past weekend. And I wasn't even planning on getting in the shootout, to be honest. I just went there really to test, but I was like a class filler. The car still wasn't running to its full potential, but it was sounding more mechanically sound. It didn't have a misfire. It crunk up every time you hit the key. I mean, it just sounded healthier. The motor sounded healthier. So I decided, that's my dog barking. So I decided, okay, well, why not? I jump in the shootout and I said, I might be a first round duck. And in the video, you even heard me say, hey, I feel like I'm the underdog out here. We're gonna do a no prep backside here at Rico. And I might be the underdog like always, but hey, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And I wasn't saying that being sarcastic. I didn't go out there to try to pick on other cars. Now, all of the cars that I raced were technically supposed to beat me. The only reason that I beat them was because I was the only one out there that could get traction. I'm running CO7s on the back. Them some badass tires. And my car just works phenomenal on that no prep. At the end of the video, this little 7-second clip that I'm going to add in here, this is what got the internet in uproar. Shout out to Joe Dirt Racing Camp. I couldn't have did this, you know, if I had a different tune on it, you know what I mean? But hey, Joe Dirt Racing got me right. It was a $40 buy-in. We had 6 cars, so the total payout was $240. I ended up splitting the money, half and half with my buddy Riley, since he had helped me out. So, I made a comment and I said, we couldn't have did this with somebody else's tune, you know, just making a joke, right? And I didn't mention no names or anything. As soon as I posted the video, within an hour, these guys was going live. They was calling me out on Facebook. Any mother from Fayetteville, they can get it.
Yo, check it. It's going down this weekend on the 23rd. So any nigga that come out of Fayetteville that's talking all that shit about the BMS camp, nigga, it's BMS to the front. So if you think you got what it takes and you on the level of what we on, go ahead and pull your ass up, nigga, because we coming straight off the trailer in your ass. And that's how it go. Big BMS to the front.
Now, mind you, the guys that's trying to call me out with this car here, they make 900 horsepower turbo cars. I'm talking about 88 millimeter turbos, built motors, 5.3s, and I mean, they just got badass heads. And I mean, come on, man. Like, dude, why would you want to even pick on this car? They talking about you went out there and you was picking on them stock cars. Although that G8 that Riley's G8 makes way more power than this car. It's way more faster. I'm not going to tell y'all what it runs, but it's way more faster on this car on its best day. You see what I'm saying? That Chevrolet Caprice, it was cammed out. I don't know much about that car, but that car ran good. That 3.7 Mustang, which was a Nitrous car, that car ran good. Shoot, on his last pass after the shootout, he did like 2 more passes after the shootout. That car was fast. Like, if he would have dead hooked, that would have been a dogfight. And I was on motor. I never sprayed this car. I was on motor. So Blood went on here and he made a live. And I'm going to pull this video up. Hey, listen to this.
I just seen that nigga Darrious, why he made a post.
I told you he made a post because my man told him that we on his ass now. So, you know, he said.
Well, he want to tell you. He said he take y'all all want a car run Raleigh G8. Hey, y'all
Hold on. Let's wait till the viewers get up so we can set this straight. Wait till the viewers come in. Let me. Fuck that. We on their ass. That's it.
Okay. So your money's how you make your money. Riley, it'll be the same.
Hey.
Charge this for the check on that shit.
Look, I'm gonna keep it 100. I know for a fact that the car's slower than when I did it right now, nigga. I know it's slower than what I did.
And he know too, but he want to get on his fashion.
Look.
Okay, so y'all saw it there. He said he know for a fact that the car is slower now on motor than it was whenever he last tuned it. Okay, he's right. The car is slower. It's on a whole different ECU out of another car. Only thing we done was make minor adjustments on the fueling and the timing. That's strictly it. We ain't touched nothing else. We didn't spray the car. We didn't attempt to spray the car. If y'all want to know what it ran at, Rico, the fastest time that we ran on the backside with the draggy was a 7:51. A 7:51 was the fastest pass. And that video is coming up probably this weekend.
That ain't right.
You know why I know he know? He went over there and raced some stock ass cars and beat them niggas.
But listen, why?
Okay, so right there, he said, I went over there and beat them stock ass cars and raced them. Okay. You think I woke up that morning and I said, you know what? I'm going to Rico and I'm going to beat up on all these stock cars because my car is built. This is a 346 cubic inch motor. Like, this shit is as close to stock as they come. It's just, it used to work good. This car is outdated, okay? It's outdated. This setup is 4 years old.
It's like, Riley, what's what I'm saying? It's like, if you tune my car, and then I turn around and let Blood tune it.
You know what I mean? You on them niggas' ass, Bob.
And then I get on line and say, hey, yo, I want to shout out to Blood motherfucker tune my car. It's better than another tune that I had. Riley, that's me throwing that name in the dirt. That's the shit LS Darrious did. He did that shit for cleats and light. But let me tell you what. No.
All right, he said I did that shit for clicks and likes. Okay, well, let me tell you, let me educate you there. Okay, so the way social media work, everyone that's on social media is hoping for one day they get this viral posts. They get a post to go viral. Anytime anyone ever share a post, make a post, they're hoping that it get traction and they can go viral. Anytime anybody ever comment on the post, they're hoping that comment will get traction and they can go viral. If I was trying to go viral off of 1 7-second clip, I would have tried to dedicate the entire video of trying to bash. I never bashed in a video. I just made, like I said, I just made one simple comment. Shout out to Joe Dirt Racing Camp. I couldn't have did this, you know, if I had a different tune on it, you know what I mean? But hey, Joe Dirt Racing got me right. So how am I doing it for clicks and likes? Like, make it make sense, man. If I'm gonna do it for clicks and likes, I'm gonna do it for clicks and likes. I took this car to Galot probably about 2 or 3 months ago. I have a Lincoln filter box in this thing that controls my nitrous timing. So whenever I flip the nitrous controller on, it automatically pulls whatever I have my timing rate set to, okay? I'm gonna put the Lincoln filter up here on the screen. So this is the LNC box that I have here. And right here to the right of my screen, it says RPM. This is the only part that I ever touch. And I raise and lower the RPM, the launch RPM. I never touch the timing down here at the bottom. With that in mind, some kind of way, the box was set to -0. Now, before the box was set to -05, but I didn't know it at the time. After I made my pass, I looked at the time slip and I noticed that the ET was slower, but the mile an hour was faster. And that threw me for a loop. So I said, something ain't right. And I always been told for forever by a lot of people, your vehicle runs the best when it's about to blow up. And I didn't know it was right on the edge of blowing up. I pulled the plugs out. Cylinder 3 had burnt the tip off. And I made a post on Facebook like, hey, what causes this? Because at the time, I didn't know that the Lincoln filter box had been set to 0, okay? So everybody was like, man, it's too much time. It's overtime. It's overtime. And I'm like, okay. So Blood saw my post and he hit me up like, hey, man, what'd you do to your car, man? Did you change anything on the box? And I'm like, I don't think so. So I go in there and I look at the LNC box. And sure enough, the damn timing retard was set to 0. And I just asked him. I said, look, I said, did you change the timing on it? He said, no, I didn't change anything. I didn't blame him. I just asked him a simple question like, hey, man, did you change the timing retard? And he told me no, and that was it. I set the timing back to like -8 degrees. The car's been running fine ever since. Let's keep this going.
But I know Darrious did it. Everybody know for you to turn timing up and down on the Lincoln filter, all that, nigga, you need a little glasses screwdriver to turn the timing down or up. Tell me why I set it at -5. The car made good power, went fast. Couple days, no, a month after, him and Riley, they out there doing whatever they doing. Them niggas, not them, I gotta say them because they're a team, Bob. So them niggas set the timing from how I said it, -5 to 0. Guess what happened? The motherfucker burnt the tip clean off the plug, right? Now look, They don't tell me nothing. Instead of him telling me, he asked me, yo, do you think we can get more power if we turn up the timing? But this is at the time he already fucked up the plug and burnt the cylinder.
See, that there was a lie, what he just said on the line. He's saying that I try to set it at -0. So basically, the motor timing was set to 28 degrees of timing. Once we sprayed nitrous, it's supposed to pull 5 degrees. It would have dropped the timing from 28 to 22, 23, right? Whenever you spray nitrous, you want as less timing as possible. Wherever the motor is happy at, that's where you want to set your timing. You don't want to try to set your timing high because you do run into risk of burning stuff up. Dude, I have enough common sense to know not to set the timing at 28 or -0, which would be 28, and risk blowing my motor up. Why? Why would I do that? That don't make sense.
More power if we turn up the timing. But this is at the time he already fucked up the plug and burnt the cylinder. He don't tell y'all that part.
So he said, I don't tell y'all the part where I'm asking him about turning up the timing after I already done burnt the piston. That's a lie. I didn't know the timing retard was set to 0. I would have never set it to 0 intentionally. I don't know if I was trying to adjust the RPM. Like I said, man, I take full responsibility for my actions. Like, it don't matter to me. I mean, what do I have to lose? I mean, the motor is still running. And if I fuck shit up so bad, the motor wouldn't have lasted as long as it has, you know? So I'm not understanding where he's going with this.
The nigga, listen, 720s before I touched it. With Rio's tune.
All right, so now this is going to be the last point that I touch on. These are the most important points that I want to touch on this whole video. So what he's about to say is he's going to say, well, Rio's tune, the fastest the car ever went was a 720. I was the first person to make the car go into sixes. Okay. Dude, you're comparing apples to oranges. Okay. To be fair, let's just say if it did, and I had the proof right here on the screen, I'll post it again. Let's say if it did go 720s on motor, without even changing the tune, of course the car is going to go 6 anything on a 150 shot. I mean, let's be real. He's trying to make it seem like he made my car run in the 6-second range on motor. Dude, before I took the car to him, I never sprayed nitrous through this motor. So what are you talking about? You talking about, I'm the first, you're the first one. I'm the first one to where you hanging the front wheels. Dude, the bitch was on motor all this, the whole time. Duh. I got a damn stock Coyote out here. They just have a tune, 85 exhaust. That car runs 760s. It's a bracket car as well, okay? I can put a 150 shot on that damn car, and I bet you it'll run a 650. I guarantee it. I know what it'll do. It might go faster than that.
The car was going 720s before I touched it.
You see?
With Rio's tune. That's slow, nigga. Straight up. But anyway.
I'm going to end the video on this note here. So, yes, he's correct. A 720 or 70, 690, all that shit slow, man. Today's time, this is why I don't race this car anymore. This car is outdated. This is a 5-year-old setup. Like, this car is not competitive with no newer cars or no, I mean, it can't compete. I don't race this car anymore. I take it out every now and then. I just have fun with it. It's just something to have fun with. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, do I plan on going faster in the future? Absolutely. If I want to build a car, I can build a car right now. I mean, I don't have no, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to go into detail because I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. If I want to put a turbo kit on here, I can order one tonight. If I want to put a different motor in here, I can get one tomorrow. Like, it's no problem. You know what I'm saying? But I prioritize certain things in my life. And this right here isn't a priority in my life right now, okay? I'm going to say it again. 720 is not impressive. There's guys on motor that can run just as fast, if not faster than my car, when I'm spraying 150 shot of nitrous. I know this. I never claimed to be the most baddest mother sucker out here. But for them to try to tell me, hey man, we can race you at any track. We can go to Z-Max and we can race on a 4-lane track where we can put Trondale on one lane and I can be in one lane, Riley can be in one lane, you can be in another lane. And if Trondale, if you can't beat them, I guarantee you I go across their ass. No. That'll never happen. You know why? Because that's a suicide mission for me. My car only makes 500 horsepower on a good day. All y'all cars make at least 700, 800, 900 horsepower. Why would I race y'all on a prep track? Now, if you really want to race, this is going to be an official call out here, right? And we can do this shit whenever. It don't matter to me. Y'all line up beside me. Y'all tell me y'all want to do quarter mile out the back. I'm not racing no turbo car at the back door. My car makes its best power down low, not up top. My car does not make good power up top. We can, and all y'all know what my car run. I mean, so there's that. It's no secret my car run at this point, okay? We can race under certain circumstances. It has to be at an 1/8 of a mile track. Also, it has to be on a no prep surface. Heads up, okay? Now, let's say the odds work in y'all favor. Y'all beat me. Okay, wow. Y'all just took an 800 horsepower car and y'all beat on a 500 horsepower car. Congratulations, okay? Let's say if I beat y'all just got y'all ass whooped by a 500 horsepower car on a no prep surface because y'all can't make y'all cars work. Y'all cars don't do nothing but spin, even on the tracks. Y'all can't make them cars work most of the time. Only time y'all can get them cars work is if you take them to a damn track like Galat, something sticky, or Piedmont, a track that's going to work, or Darlington, which I've never been to Darlington, but I've seen in videos, people making power. They can get down them tracks. You can't go to one of these backsides and go out there and make no noise, man. You just can't. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The only way you can prove me wrong is you sit beside me, and we can do it for whatever. It don't matter to me. I mean, I'm down for whatever. We can race at any track in North Carolina. As long as I can get through tech, hey, I'm cool with it. No prep, 1/8 of a mile. If you want to see and call me a liar that the car didn't ever run a 7.0, it ran a 7.0. It was a bracket car. I hope I touched on everything, and if I didn't, it is what it is. I think I said enough to clear the air. And from here on out, I ain't responding to nothing else unless you're talking about racing.